I wanted to show you linen. This is a little more costly version or backing foundation that a lot of people prefer. We like monk's cloth. It's just the way you learn, I think. We learned on monk's cloths and we like it. Some people prefer linen, which is this. It looks like burlap, but it's more tightly woven. When you start hooking a design that's a little more complex, for me, the general rule is that you're going to want to start with the object that comes out the most. For instance, that might be the flag on the beehive, assuming that the flag is hanging on the beehive. So I would hook the flag first with your stripes in this. Then I might hook the lines on the beehive. Then I would fill in the beehive with the gold. Then I might do the crow. Then I might do the stem and the leaves. Then the flowers, and then fill in the background. You always start with your subject matter first.
Okay, I cut this end off because I've gone straight across. I have a little bit left. I'm going to take it. I'm going to come right back in again. Then I'm going to continue down. Now I have used every bit of that piece of wool. That's good. You don't want to waste your wool. Coming in with a new strip, bringing it right in again. If you can see, I'm going right in the holes. The line is here, but I can't see the dots really good, so I'm just going to the inside, and I'm staying very straight in that row. When I'm done, this should be perfectly square. I'm going to put an outline now that I've squared here, pretending this is all finished. I'm going to come in with my background. I am a low, tight hooker. Some people are loose hookers. It's your hooking. You do it how you want, how you're comfortable with. What I'm trying to do right now is come as close to the blue as I can so that I'm giving an outline.
I like to do background because that's when you see things start to take shape, especially if you have a lot of subject matter. Pulls it all together.
I'd rather do subject matter. I don't like background.
Too bad we hook so differently. I'm a tall, high hooker. I pull my loops up higher, meaning I go through more wool, I think. Although not necessarily, because Mom is a tighter hooker where I'm a looser hooker.
All right, I have...
Anyone listening to this conversation who didn't know what we were talking about might
want
have
to-
raised eyebrows.
Just tell them it's WWW, the old tattered flag.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm coming up in the same hole again. I want to bring it over here. And as you can see, I caught it. I'm going to turn this back to where I'm comfortable. Usually when I'm sitting with this, I'm sitting in my chair with my feet on my hassock. You have to find a comfortable spot to do this. And even though Julie will get upset with this, I'm going to tell you what I tell my students. It looks difficult, it looks hard, you get all angsty about it. I tell them to go home, take the bra off, put on a comfortable pair of sweats or their pajamas. If they're a wine drinker, pour a glass of wine, go to your comfortable chair, sit down, and then you're going to tell me how easy it is.
Gets easier with wine.
Yes, it does. One thing I do want to show you, I'm going to pull away from this one a little bit, and I want to show you. All right, I've done my last one here. I want to come back up here because I want to explain to you that you do not want to, I don't want to put this strip in and have it end here. because you don't, once I cut that, you don't want to look at it when it's finished and go, oh, look at that whole row of cutting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in here, and I'm going to,
You want to have staggering starting and ending points. Otherwise, you'll see a whole bunch of snipped ends. You want your snipped ends to blend in.
so I'm going to take this piece right here and I'm going to snip it right there. And I'm going to cut that. I'm going to put this on the top because I know I'm going to use it. I'm taking another full piece and I'm going to put it right in the same hole again, coming across. And again, on this one, I want to keep in the holes and I want to keep very straight. I want to finish with this first. Let me show them.
Wow.
Okay, I'm coming up. I'm coming right by that little where I've gone around the star. All right. Almost to the end. And I tend to be a little frugal. I try to get every last bit of wool. So as you can see, in my first row, this is where I ended and started anew. Over here, I'm going to clip this. So you can see this is where I stopped and started, and I will do the same thing here. I will put in a piece and I'll clip that, but they're not all lined up. You don't want them lined up. If you can look at this that's finished, you can see how basically I went straight lines. I did a line around, but you do not have to do it this way. You could do circles, you could do loops, you could keep following the star as much as you could till you got to the corner. It's your preference how you want something done. I know there are right ways and I know there are wrong ways, but you have to do what's comfortable to you, or you won't like it.
Once you learn the basics, there is no right or wrong. If you get the basics right, you can do it the way that works best for you. There is no right or wrong way once you get the main gist of it.
And the main gist is that you want your loops to be even across. You don't want any crossovers or twists in the back. You don't want to see something twisted. I will try to give you an example of it here. Let me see if I can pull this over. I'm going to try to twist the wool to show you. I'm going to do a couple of normal and see, I really want that tight. Okay, now if I had twisted my wool because I didn't have control over my hand underneath, I don't know if you can see, but it twists the wool up at the top. It doesn't give you that
Flow. It doesn't give you the nice flow of wool.
yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't find it. Master filmmaker here.
Now,
No twisted loops.
if I was working on something and I did this and then I was not paying attention and I was coming down, I think I just sniffed my nose. Again, I want to pull it tight. And say I was coming here. Don't do that.
Oh my God, it's just like cross stitching. Don't ever cross
Don't
the
do
loops.
that. That's wrong. Just pull it out. Pull that one up into here.
I will tell you, years ago when I started hooking, I used to pull all my ends to the underneath, and you would have thought I committed a crime,
For
right, Mom?
shame. For shame. All
I
right.
don't like pulling my loops up, but I do.
Okay, so I've pulled that up,
The ends, I should say.
and I have snipped it, and then I would start on this other side. When you're finished this, you want to be able to see your pattern in the front, and you want to be able to turn it over, and there's the pattern in the back, and you don't want it sloppy. This pattern right here is basically the same hooking that I was doing on the star. It's just that you're following your design. You want it, when you're finished, you want it to look the same. As you can see, there's some spaces here. You need little spaces every once in a while, which I try to fill every one up, but you shouldn't. Because when you press your rug out, it needs some place for the wool to go. And if you've bunched it up, it will curl on you. But as you can look and see, this is the same pattern that's on the, there's nothing going over, you're fine. I happen to put a backing on of wool. I like wool, and I like how it works, and I like how it lays.
We'll make a second video with several different finishing techniques. Okay, so that was rug hooking 101. You can see the design that Mom showed you hooking, and you can see the finished design of how it should be done. Obviously, you're going to hook your star first, you're going to fill it in, then you're going to do your outer frame, then you're going to do your fill-in. We're going to end it right there, and then we're going to make another video to show you how to finish. I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial. We might have gotten a little wordy, a little long, but I think it's important for you to just really watch someone hooking. That's the best way to learn. So that's it for now.